There are stories America tried to forget. There are murders. And then there are mysteries so dark, so brutal, that even decades later they refuse to fade. This is the story of Elizabeth Short, a young woman who came to Los Angeles with dreams and became the center of America's most chilling unsolved murder. A case that still haunts investigators. The Black Dahlia murder. The discovery. Los Angeles, January 15, 1947. The morning was quiet. A woman named Betty Bersinger was walking with her 3-year-old daughter along a vacant lot on Norton Avenue. At first, she thought she saw a broken store mannequin laying in the grass. But as she stepped closer, her heart froze. It wasn't a mannequin. It was the mutilated body of a young woman, cut cleanly into 2 separate pieces, arranged carefully as if someone had staged it. Her face had been slashed from ear to ear, in a horrifying Glasgow smile. Her body was drained of blood, not a single drop around her. The LAPD arrived. Seasoned detectives stood in silent disbelief. Someone had done this with precision. Someone who knew exactly what they were doing. And so began one of America's darkest murder investigations. Who was Elizabeth Short? The victim was soon identified as 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, a beautiful young woman from Massachusetts who had come to California hopping to become a Hollywood actress. She loved wearing black dresses. People often called her the Black Dahlia. She had no family in LA, no stable job, and drifted between hotels, friends, apartments, and cafes. She was just another dreamer, hopping for her big break in Hollywood. No one imagined she would become famous this way. Inside the crime scene, the coroner's report shocked everyone.
Look at this.
The body had been expertly bisected at the waist. There were no signs of blood loss at the scene.
Look at this.
Some organs had been removed. The killer had washed her body clean.
Look at this.
She had been tortured for hours. This was not the work of a random attacker.
Look at this.
This was someone with medical knowledge. Someone cold, methodical, and incredibly patient. The media exploded with the story. Newspapers called it the most brutal crime in Los Angeles history. The investigation chaos. The LAPD launched a massive hunt. More than 150 suspects were investigated. Doctors, surgeons, soldiers, Hollywood directors, actors, criminals. The police received over 50 letters, some supposedly from the killer. One letter contained Elizabeth's personal belongings, her IDs, her address book, and photos, all wiped clean with gasoline to remove fingerprints. The sender wrote, "Here is Dahlia's belongings. Catch me if you can." But no fingerprints, no solid evidence, no confession that matched reality. Investigators were drowning in theories, but starving for facts. The leading theory, a surgeon did it. The clean cut that separated the body was a technique called a hemicorporctomy, taught in medical schools. Only someone with surgical training could have done it so perfectly. Several doctors became prime suspects. One surgeon in particular, known for his violent behavior, strange hobbies, and access to medical tools. He even lived close to where the body was found. His own son later claimed, "My father killed the Black Dahlia," but the police had no physical proof, only suspicion, nothing they could take to court. Why the case went cold? 2 major reasons. 1, the media interfered. Newspapers paid witnesses, released false leads, and pressured the police for headlines. The case became entertainment. 2, evidence was mishandled. Witness statements were lost. Evidence went missing. Politicians interfered. By the time real investigators took over, too much damage had already been done. The legacy of fear. Elizabeth Short's murder became a symbol of Hollywood's dark side, of the danger hidden behind fame, of a killer who might have moved silently through the city, and of a case so cold it froze time. Even today, police historians say, if new evidence appears, we will reopen the case. But after 78 years, the killer's identity remains hidden. He might have died long ago, or lived an entire life in peace. A murderer never punished. Epilogue: the girl who never got her dream. Elizabeth came to Los Angeles, hoping to be remembered as a star. She did become famous, but not for the reason she dreamed. Her story became one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries, a reminder that some crimes never find justice, a whisper from the past that still asks, who killed the Black Dahlia, and why?